For the second straight game, LeBron James sat out due to right ankle soreness. He missed 26 games last year with a high ankle sprain on the same leg, but head coach Frank Vogel said it was a different injury. Shannon, do you have the inside scoop here? What is going on?
I just think the Lakers are playing it safe, Skip, and they're looking at it like this. We got two superstars. OKC Thunder has none. That should be plenty. Russ and AD and whomever else we put on the court should be more than enough for us to win this game.
And it was barely enough at San Antonio.
And it was barely enough. But it's like, you know what? This should be enough, Skip. Winless ball club, this should be enough. And for about a quarter and a half, 2.5 quarters, it was enough. And so I just believe they're gonna err on the side of caution. You get a guy like Russell Westbrook, who's a superstar, that you pair him with Anthony Davis, and Skip, you should have enough on most nights to beat a team like OKC. Now, I'm not saying you're gonna be able to beat the Brooklyn Nets or the Clippers or the Suns or whomever, somebody like that, Skip, Milwaukee. No, I'm not saying you should be able to beat those teams. But a team like this, and I get it, they have professionals also, but you trot the two best players on the court. You trot those out there on your side. So for me, I believe that's what they're doing. I do believe they're going to give it what? So he last played Sunday. So that means I believe he'll play Friday night. I think they played, Cleveland?
Cleveland.
They played Cleveland Friday night.
They did beat the Clippers at Staples.
As a matter of fact, they beat a lot of people the last 3 games. They beat Atlanta. They beat someone else out here before they beat the Clippers.
Kevin Love is back.
No, Evan Mobley and those two young guards, Garland and Sexton. I don't know about Kevin Love being back.
Oh, you mean Darius Garland from Vanderbilt?
Man, God, there you go. Why did I bring that up?
High draft pick? I don't know. Who knew?
But anyway, Skip, look. I believe LeBron will be healthy enough to play on Friday, and the Lakers will get back on the winning track, and we'll move forward with that, okay?
Okay.
So there's nothing to be alarmed about. LeBron James is going to be just fine.
I was shocked LeBron did not play last night because the internal memo sort of that all the reporters got was that he probably would play on the back-to-back on the road in Oklahoma City. They listed him as questionable last night, so before the game, I was extremely surprised he did not play.
I was surprised also.
And AD was also questionable because he banged knees with DeJounte Murray, and it seemed like after the game that in his mind he was questionable because he said, I got to wake up and see how sore it is.
Yes.
But to his credit, he sucked it up, and he hasn't had the highest pain threshold in the past. But he sucked it up and played, and I thought he played pretty well last night, right?
Yep.
You would give him a B for that, right?
Yeah, I thought he played well.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out why this happened because I'm going to reiterate my stance going into San Antonio. They said he could not play because of ankle soreness. Okay, help me out here because you are Shannon Sharp. You're the fifth horseman. You're actually part of the inner circle. So it confounds me that my eye test told me LeBron looked just fine on Sunday night against the Memphis Grizzlies at Staples because with 6:30 left in the second quarter, if we could see it, he went down. And Desmond Bane sort of fell into his planted leg, and I think it scared him more than it hurt him, to tell you the truth, because he grimaced, and it's like, oh, my God, here we go again, because it looked like it could be the same ankle, even going up into the knee on that right side. But he stayed down for a little bit.
He tightened that shoe,
tightened it up, and then he jumps up, and he bounces. And then he started bouncing, and he was bouncing up and down, and I'm saying, wait a second. I was relieved because I thought, are we going to lose him?
That adrenaline got going, Skip. That adrenaline started pumping fast.
Okay, so from that point forward, he played 25 more game minutes, 25 more minutes to get to a grand total of 40 minutes for that game. And it wasn't an overtime. It was a regulation game because Ja missed the third free throw that could have forced an overtime. So 40 minutes is high minutes for LeBron James. It's high minutes for anybody.
Especially early in the season.
Okay, I got it. But he played 25 more after the scene in question. And I'm thinking, well, maybe it was just fine. And then Vogel said, no, it's a different injury than the one last year that kept him out for, what was it, 26 games?
26, 27 games,
Okay. And he said, same leg, different injury, no big deal. So everybody reported no big deal. So I half expected him to play at San Antonio because he always says, if he goes third person, LeBron's healthy, LeBron plays.
Yeah, but LeBron
right?
trying to tell you the most important thing to him ain't Kareem.
Okay, maybe
it's the ring.
Okay. Well,
and then I'm going to get to Kareem.
So the ring is the thing?
That's it.
Except you said it's the co-thing.
Don't mean a thing if I ain't got that ring.
Okay, but you said it was a co-goal to pass Kareem and win a ring, right? Okay, so the one co-goal of passing Kareem is taking a hit because he had 2 pretty easy games. And I'm also going to reiterate this. The Lakers, thanks to LeBron, played the easiest. Listen to me. It's the easiest opening schedule in the history of the NBA.
No,
it is. You can't debate this. You can't argue out of this. 12 of their first 15 are at home, but even when they go on the road, they get to play what's left of the San Antonio Spurs, and then the worst team in the NBA, Oklahoma City. And then they come home for Cleveland that is playing way better than people thought.
They're playing good.
Okay, but nobody thought Cleveland was going to be that good.
Right.
And then guess who comes to town next week? Houston and Oklahoma City.
We got Houston back-to-back, though.
Okay, you got 2 Houstons and then Oklahoma City. Well, what is going on here? So even your road games are easy, but 12 of the first 15 are at home because LeBron said, hey, Kamish, I got a new guy on the block here. I got this Westbrook guy. I got to figure him out, so I need to start off real easy.
But here's the thing, though, Skip. If he wants to start off real easy, don't he need to actually play with him?
I would have thought so,
exactly.
Which brings me back to weird LeBron. Okay, so my only theory is this one. I do know that other members of LeBron's inner circle carefully watch this show. And I also know that LeBron James keeps close tabs on everything you say and I say on this show.
What'd I say?
Well, what I said yesterday was I questioned just how badly hurt he was because you kept playing. You played 25 minutes on that end. Okay, but listen, to me, on my little level, because I've had some terrible ankle injuries while out distance running, if I step in a hole or step on a rock sideways or don't see something, and I can show you pictures I've taken of my ankle, it is a grapefruit of black and blue.
Yeah.
And trust me, again, running, you're just going straight ahead. You don't have to go side to side. But trust me, it is so bad you're shut down. Like, I can't run. I can do the bike, okay, but I cannot run on that ankle.
But you had to get back home, though, right?
I had to walk back.
Okay,
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and you can walk on it, but you just can't push off of it, okay? So my point is, if it's really bad, it's really bad. Yeah. But you can't keep, when I turn my ankle, it's worse than running shoes because they're so high. They get that huge cushion. And if you go completely over on it, look out because you're risking ligament damage. You're risking broken ankle.
I mean, I've done that. I've had,
Okay, but my point is, you're done. It's over. If it's that bad, it's that bad. And again, we talked about the one last year, the Solomon Hill one, and he tried to go for a second, actually came down and made a 3 from the corner. And then he tried to kind of trot up court, and he said, I can't go, okay? And he shut it down. He was able to walk without a limp to the locker room, but that's the last we saw of him for, was it 26 games?
Yeah, for a minute. But Skip, look, I'm the ankle expert because I've had a lot of ankle injuries, and I've had some high ankle sprains that I've gotten in the game, and I continuously played. I've also had them that, Skip, they were bad that I just ended up not practicing and shooting the ankle up and playing. But I would advise people...
I don't think LeBron went and got his ankle shot
No. But I'm saying, I wouldn't even advise people to do that because you run the risk of doing more long-term damage than good.
All right, so yesterday on the show, I threw it out there. Come on, LeBron, it's not that hurt. You're just load managing early in the year. Well, he always says he doesn't.
We don't.
But it looked like the classic case of road back-to-back. Just take the first night off and get ready for Oklahoma City. Coach the first night, play the second night.
But see, that was the thing. If we really wanted Kareem, those are 2 cream puffs.
Okay.
So what we do, we go ahead and get 28-28. That gets us closer.
My theory is that maybe this got back to LeBron, or he heard it that I was questioning him, and he said, oh, okay, so I'm not hurt. Well, watch this. Then I won't play at Oklahoma City. It could be a little bit of a diva act like, okay, I'm going to show you I am hurt.
So you don't believe that
I do have ankle soreness.
So I'm just trying to figure this out. LeBron's ankle, you don't believe he's hurt, but somehow out of the blue, somebody told you, well, I played with a torn MCL the entire season. After the fact. And you believe that.
I'm so happy you brought that up, because if you weren't, I was. Yesterday on this show, you expressed grave doubt that Tom Brady actually had a torn MCL that he played with, as he so said, all of last season. He said he did it before the season started.
That's what he said.
And he played 16 games and then all the way through the playoffs. He said that all the way through the Super Bowl. What was the grand total of?
20 games.
20 games. They played because they had to play out Washington the first one. So that's 20 games on a torn MCL, and he's the Super Bowl MVP.
Right.
And Shannon Sharp, Hall of Famer, says, not buying it. Sorry. Okay?
Can we definitively prove that it happened at the beginning of the season and not at some point in time, say like week 13, week 15, happened on a playoff game? How do we know it happened at the beginning of the season?
Because you would have to take his word for it.
Oh, so now we got to take
pre-season.
Whoa. You see what you just did?
Okay.
We got to take his word, but we won't take his word.
Okay, but I saw this one happen, and I saw him go down, and I saw him literally bounce back up and bounce on the ankle saying, I got this. I saw him play 25 more minutes to get to 40, and maybe he made the wrong choice, because if that cost you 2 games on the road, then you made the wrong choice by playing the rest of the game against Memphis, right? Well, so something has to be wrong here. Either you were wrong to keep playing, or you're not that hurt. No. Right?
Hold on. So it's got to be either or. It can't be both.
No, can't be both.
Why not?
I'm buying load management, and
I'm not buying it.
I'm buying spiteful pride. Yesterday, saying, "Oh, you don't think I'm hurt? Watch this. I won't play."
I know what I'm not buying.
What?
I ain't buying what you know who's selling $3 for $1. Hey, that's really cheap. Yeah, so I ain't buying that.
I want this on the record that Shannon Sharp is saying that